Hiya, it's Jason in Jason's Jungle, and I'm going to start off with a bit of good news. As you can see here, you probably will survive the winter. Had a few bad storms and a few bad winds, but it's still up. There's a little bit of wear in places. I might have to get some tape on there. But it survived. It hasn't blown away. So it's March and it's a beautiful sunny day, and it just makes you want to start planting absolutely everything when it's got weather like this. You know, you think, oh, it's so sunny, I must be behind, especially when you're up north. But it's still a bit too early for a lot of plants. So squashes and stuff like that, far too early for them. But I do have a few things that can be planted out now. So I'll start off. First earlies. These can, if you've got them chitted, which used to be, these can go in now. This is a variety called Epicure. Never grown them before, so I'll see what they're like. And I'll be putting these into the bed. Other things that you can do now are your onion sets. You can also still sow onion seeds now, but you can get your onion sets started off, either put them in the bed or out. And I've also been going through my seeds. What can I plant? Surprisingly, there's a lot that can be done. Even though we're just at beginning of spring, you can do your peas. Now, peas can be done really from February. These are self-saved seeds. I've been growing them for a few years now. And these can go in with some supports. You've got, say, your brassicas. Now, some brassicas take ages to grow, so things like your, let's put these down here, cabbages, various different cabbages can go in now. These take a long time to grow, so getting them sown. I'll be sowing these in modules. You've got your kales, you've got kohlrabi, cress, mustard, turnips, turnips, radish. These could all be going in now. So I've got Milan purple top, I've got radish Alberta, and those can be sown straight into the beds. I've got some cauliflower all year round. I've got some autumn calabrese, which I can start off. I've got landcress, I've got golden filled mustard, I've got kohlrabi, and I've got 2 or 3 different types of kales, and I've got sprouts. So all those will start off, most of them start off in modules. I have some celery, so root, so celery could be started off now. And so can celeriac. So these two, I mean, they take ages to grow. They won't be ready till September, so these need a long time to grow. So I'll be starting these off and then transplanting them into the beds when I've got the space or the time, and these are ready. Other things are your roots. Parsnips, carrots, beetroot, your what do you call it, Hamburg parsley, anything like that can be started off now, which I will be doing. Spring onions, so I've got a few different types of spring onions: Pompeii, White Lisbon and Performer. So these can be started off now for later on in the year, beginning of summer, middle of summer. You can also start off, you've probably got enough time to start off main crop onions, but they might not be as large as they would be if you'd started them off a couple of months ago. Other things I've got are salady stuff. So I've got here a couple of trays of things of baby leaf. These are from more veg, so you get lots for your money. Lots of different varieties rather than lots of seed for one variety you can pay for. So these you just basically sprinkle into a seed tray and then harvest them as baby leaf. Yeah, and they can be started off anytime really. You can grow them on your windowsill. Some herbs and stuff. So our summer savoury, that can be started off now. Oki hijiki, also known as solosa. I've never had any success with this, so I'll give it a go, and then that'll be my final attempt if it doesn't work. You've got your herbs such as chervil, salad burnet, coriander. You've got various basils that can be started off now. More coriander. You've got your parsley. So I've got a few different parsleys that can be started off. So those are herbs that can be started off now. I've also, for salads and greens, I've got Swiss chard. I've got spinach. So Giant Noble and Apollo. Rocket. So that can be started. And I've got loads of different types of lettuce. So all these lettuces I've got, let's get to the end of the lettuces. So I've got all these different lettuces. That's a lot of different lettuces. What I'll probably do is just take a few seeds of each, sprinkle them into a mix, and just basically transplant them out as a mixed salad. And that means I'll just take a leaf of each one. I've got endives, which can be sown now, some more mustard leaf, vegetable spinach, summer savoury, and more white rocket. Some other things I've got: a few flowers, attractive pollinators, poached eggplant, hoverflies like that, and of course hoverflies are also predators, so it's handy to get them in the garden. And then of course I've got my marigolds. I'll also be doing some nasturtiums as well. And then I have the last bit I've got here, is not the least, but this is the tomato family. So I'll start off with some of these. I've got two different types of tomatoes, as in I've got indoor tomatoes and outdoor tomatoes, but I've got various types in each one. So I'll start off with my outdoor tomatoes. Outdoor tomatoes are bush tomatoes. I'm giving them a go. It's not usually a good place to grow them here, but I'm going for some varieties that are specifically bush and should grow okay here. So the first one I'm going for is Principe Borghese. No idea how you pronounce it. Principe Borghese. Now these are a bush tomato that they use for sun drying. I'm not sure if I'll be able to sun dry, but I do have a dehydrator and I do have an oven, so these will go into there. Next one I've got is another bush called Thirst in the Field. As the name suggests, it's an early ripener. Nice little round cherry tomatoes, I think. And then we have Imun, which is a Czech type, a semi-bush. Again, it's supposed to be early to crop. And Lata, very early red tomato, that's Latah. This is absurdly early variety for short cold seasons. Well, being in the north we get a shorter season than down the south. So I'm hoping that these will give me a crop of tobs from outdoors. Now, being bush, they're determinates. And determinates basically ripen in a very short period, rather than with a vine tomato where you'll be picking the bottom whilst you're still getting the fruit developing at the top. Which means you get a glut of them. and that's going to be perfect if you want to make things like sauces, ketchup, soups, and preserve them. So last year I got a canner, and I'm hoping to get a decent crop of toms so I can make some tomato soup or tomato sauce or tomato ketchup and preserve my own. Still got two types for the outdoors. Alberta Girl, I can't remember much about that one, but I do remember that it's a bush. And a green sausage, and who doesn't like green sausages? So a green sausage is basically a sausage or horn shaped tomato, and it's green speckled with yellow. So that's me outdoor ones. Yeah. Indoor, I've got a few varieties, including a mystery. I'll start off with my mystery one. Very small seeds. Basically, I saved seeds last year, and the label hasn't found its way to be with them. So by the look of the seeds, the amount of them, it looks like this might be one of those multifloral types. You know, so you get 1,000 tomatoes per bunch or whatever, 100 tomatoes a bunch. So I'll sow some of them, see what comes out of it. I can't remember the variety. I might be able to guess. But I also managed to save a few of Amish paste, so I'll be sowing them. And I saved a few of the Aurea, also known as Adam. Now this is the one that is a long, distinctive shape, shall we say. Have a look at my tomatoes last year, you see what I mean. Which is nice, long, and good for chopping, even if it does bring up water to your eyes. So they're self-saved ones. Then I have a couple of other ones. Orange Ray, again it's a sausage-shaped one, bull's horn shaped tomato, and it's sort of orange, but it has golden streaks in it. So that should be an interesting one to look at. Got these from Nick's nursery. And then I have Opalka. Again, it's a bull's horn one. I mean, I think the long bull's horn ones are a lot easier to slice when you're trying to do a salad. It's red. I don't know too much about it. I'll find out. But here's an interesting one just for the name. Immer Prior Beta. I got this on the Heritage Seed Library. And this comes from Norway. Originally from the Andes in Chile, or Chile, how you pronounce it. But it's been developed in Norway, so it deals with short summers and cooler summers. So that's from the Heritage Seed Library, and I'm looking forward to trying that. Okay. So along the same lines as the tomato family, I have some aubergines. Now, I've got 3 types here, but I'm only going to probably just plant one type. I have pinstriped F1 hybrid, which does look interesting, purple and white globular bits. I have Black Beauty, which is the ones that you sort of recognise as aubergines, the ones that you see in the shops, supermarket shelves. And I have the Zerba 3, which has these long finger-like fruit. So they'll be going into the greenhouse. A couple of other things for the greenhouse are tomatillos. So I need to have a couple. I have a choice: just green tomatillo from Thompson Morgan, or from Real Seeds. I have Plaza Latina Giant Tomatillo, which is described as a monstrously huge tomatillo, bred from a Mexican fruit brought in Plaza Latina market. The fruits are bigger than any other we've seen, a good 3 inches wide, and have a great flavour. So that tickles my interest. So I think that might be the one that I want to grow. And another one which I've grown before, and swore I'd never grow them again. You know, it's a kind of plant that can put you in intensive care, and that's not by eating it, that's just by looking at it. It's called a litchi tomato. Not litchi as in the fruit, but L-I-T-C-H-I. It's not actually a tomato, but it's a relative of the tomato. And it has spines, blooming great thorns. They're on the stems, they're on the leaves, they're on the fruit, and the calyx is on the outside of the leaf. So it's and they're not just little thorns, they're spiky, they're hard, and they will stab you. Someone said the best way to harvest it was with a flamethrower. Yeah, that's probably a useful way. I've grown it outside before. The fruits have a little mild cherry flavour, but I'm going to grow them in the greenhouse, just tuck in the corner, where I don't have to go anywhere near them, and see if I get anything off them. I'm also going to buy some riot gear and some welder's gloves, just for harvesting. If you found this interesting, click like. If you're not subscribed, click subscribe. Tell your friends about this, share it. So, with that, I will see you later. Ta-ra.